what she says to them. It is on page 263. My name is Lakshmi, I say. I am from Nepal. I am 14 years old.
This is in English that she says that. That's very heartbreaking because she doesn't really know English that well. And her friend Harris taught her it. But anyways, back to the story. The abduction that happens in the story, I was debating between Harris and Shahana, but I feel like it's Shahana because she goes missing after an invasion with the police. And it doesn't tell us where she goes, but I'm actually assuming that A, either the police took her and did bad things with her, or B, they took her and took her back to her family, like what the Americans would do with Lakshmi, I assume.
I have another thing to add on to that. I have a feeling that like the American men came to Lakshmi,
Yes.
asking, do you want to go to this clean place? I have a feeling they might have done the same thing to Shahana,
Mm-hmm.
and then she ran out with
Yes.
them. So, back to the Americans. The magic flight is when Lakshmi hears the Americans, and then she runs to them, forgetting what Mumtaz would do to her if she had to stay.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you.
Okay, enough about the journey. Okay. The final battle is the same thing because she leaves with the Americans and leaves Mumtaz's house. But instead of being kidnapped and not knowing where she's going, I mean, of course she doesn't know where she's going, but instead of it being surprise, she sort of expected it because she was waiting for the Americans to return for a very long time.
Yes, she was. At the very end of the story, she has the freedom to live because now she is free to go with the Americans and she's not forced by Mumtaz to have sex with these men who can give her diseases, which she has gotten before.
Disgusting.
Disgusting men! And also, she saves all the other girls that she was with because Mumtaz is arrested. There's not going to be anybody to rule the house, so she frees all the girls!
Making her the hero of the story.
Let's go, Lakshmi!
Who run the world, girls? Who run the world, girls?
Lakshmi!
Who run the world, girls? Okay, that's enough. So, enough about
This
this.
should be called Lakshmi tonight.
Enough about this whole hero's journey. We should talk about an even more interesting topic that was brought in the book a lot too.
Okay, good.
Like the heroic archetypes.
Oh, yes, great idea, Christine.
Thank you.
In your opinion, who do you think the warrior was?
Well, obviously it was Lakshmi.
Agree.
She faced these challenges every day and had the hope to get through it. See, if it was me, I would probably kill myself.
Wow!
No!
And somebody in the book did. It said that,
The new girl that came did end up killing herself because she was so overwhelmed with this. That is probably what all of us would have done. We would not be as strong as Lakshmi to do this. Like, the hero and the warrior, what they're basically supposed to do is find the hope in them to go through these challenges every day. They were unbearable challenges. And she did it without giving up. That is a hero right there. A hero, a warrior.
a Lakshmi.
I mean,
It's this.
okay, sorry.
Okay. That's a very good point. If I had to choose, I would also choose her too. She went through so much and was a warrior through it all.
What about-
mentally and physically. What were you saying? Sorry.
It's okay. Well, what about the lover? it's a very hard decision between Harris and Lakshmi's family. Because Harris helped her throughout everything, and Harris gave her hope that the next day was going to be better. But her family, that was honestly the only reason why she kept on having sex with these men. Because of her family, because she wanted to get back to them. She knew every day she was a day to be, every time she had sex, it was a step closer to having her family back. What do you think, Nicole?
I agree, and through it all, she realizes that there's a girl in this book, Monica. She gets extra money doing extra things with the men, and Lakshmi realizes that she has to do that if she wants to be with her family. And that's a real hero, suffering so then she can provide for her family and be
Yes,
with her
yes,
family.
I agree. That also shows, sorry about this, but this is a very emotional topic for me. But wouldn't you say that this also shows how Lakshmi is a scapegoat? Because she is constantly suffering by having sex at such a young age just for her family's being. And a scapegoat is basically someone who puts themselves in situations where they suffer to help others.
I couldn't say it better.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and how about Lakshmi's characteristic? Forgive me, I cannot speak. What about her characteristics? She's all of them that define her as a hero.
Yes, most definitely. This is what I'm trying to say. Like,
Who runs the world? Lakshmi!
yes! Okay, well, she's obviously not just an average person. She is the perfect example of the godlike figure in the hero. What average person has sex with men every day at the age of 13 to feed her family? Lakshmi, because that is very, it's something that she has to do and something that is normal for her.
Yes, I have to agree. Her strengths also, oh my gosh, she has such the strength to go through with all this. Like, for example, Mumtaz is starving her and beating her, and she goes such a long time without food, but she pulls through it. That is strength. I could only do maybe 2 hours without food. My gosh. Lakshmi! Who runs the world? Lakshmi!
Wow. Yes, that is very true, Nicole. But with every hero's strengths come the hero's weaknesses. In Lakshmi's case, it is her act of trusting people with Uncle Husband, for example, Auntie, the American that never came back. She just has too much trust in people. What is your opinion on this?
Very true. She keeps on trusting these people, and some of them just let her down. And
Most of them, actually.
Most
of them. I think only one of them that she trusted actually helped her. She trusted her mom. Her mom let her go into prostitution. If you really think that her mom didn't know that she was going to be a prostitute, then I don't know.
I think the one person that
That she could put her trust in?
Was the Americans that came and helped her get out of there.
Yes, because she didn't know if they were coming back, but she put her trust into them and they ended up coming back.
Yeah.
Yes, very true.
Because the whole time Auntie and Uncle Husband's telling her that she's gonna be a maid and all this stuff, and you know what? They work for Mumtaz and they lead her right to
Exactly.
this
Her
prostitution
stepfather,
house.
even when she's in the house of the prostitution, she still cares for him. She, on page, I think, 120 something, 26, I think.
Oh,
She-
26 is very specific.
Don't go to that page, I don't think it's like. But in the book, she actually says, while she's in the house of prostitution, and she knows that her stepdad has sold her to prostitution, that with the money that she earned from this house, she's going to buy him a sweater. Even though he put her through all of that, she still trusts him. She needs to stop trusting people so much.
Couldn't agree more.
And And even after that, she still tried to trust men. Like with the messenger that came, when he had to leave, she gave him the American's card and she trusted him to come back with the American. But he never did. Who knows what he did with that card?
Okay, Christine. I think this negative stuff, it's really bringing us down.
It is. It's very emotional.
And I think we should just put that aside right now, and we should talk about how the book is linked to her culture.
Yes, I agree. Well, let's talk about her bundle from home first. The smell of it reminds me of her house.
You're not Lakshmi. You don't run the world. You're not Lakshmi.
Sorry about that. Well, let's talk about her bundle from home. It links her back to her house. And her house is her culture. The smell of the animals, that's what she has to put through every day. Feeding the animals. The smell of her house and her little brother and feeding her little brother. She has to do that stuff every day. And it all involved her culture. And all of that is very special to her. How she kept on talking in the language that they talked in Nepal, even though she knew no one there taught that. Because it means something to her.
And how about their political system? How screwed is it? Oh, Lord!
Yes, I agree. The police are supposed to help you, and they're supposed to get her out of this house. But whenever they come, they'd rather take money than saving these girls. And that is terrible. Terrible! So it gets me so mad how the political system is messed up in their country.
Very. And the example she sets about her culture and what they must do to survive, very messed up. You should not have to have sex every day with all these random men.
At the age of 13.
And then she's there until she's 14? No! You should not have to go through that.
That is not how the world works these days.
Yeah, Lakshmi runs world!
I'm sorry about that. But let's go back to our show.
16 tonight, let's get back to it. But what about how compatible she is? She is from Nepal, she's fluent in that language, and she comes to India, and where they obviously speak Indian, and Harris teaches her some Indian and then teaches her some English, which is critically used in the end of the story when she says in English. I will read that to you once again.
On page 263.
Thank you. My name is Lakshmi. I said, I am from Nepal. I am 14 years old.
Very emotional. And how about when she saves all the girls in the house? She obviously saved them from a disaster when the American arrested Mumtaz, which is also a characteristic for a hero, saving people from disasters. And that's practically what she did, because the Americans came back for her, and it was her fault that the Americans went. So it was her to blame that they were saved. See, one of the reasons I love this book so much is because of one of the characteristics that she shows, which is how she strives for self-improvement.
Totally agree. She continuously shows us readers that no matter what situation you are in, you can get out of it, you will fight, and you will be like Lakshmi.
Yes.
Who runs the world? Lakshmi!
Yes. But I mean, you have to agree, all books say the same things. But in this book, it's different.
It is very different.
It shows it in a different way, which is very, very interesting.
Yes, like all the situational archetypes. A normal journey would be like going through a dangerous forest, but Lakshmi had to go somewhere unfamiliar and become a prostitute in order to save her house from being taken away from her family.
Yes. And the battle between good versus evil is normally between, let's say, some knight-like figure and a scary beast. And in this case, it was between two actual people. which is Mumtaz, who is a normal human being, and an American, who is a